Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Monday only here on Oldies and More Radio, also live on the YouTube stream. Want to welcome you to the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Today is February 21st, 2022. And I hope everybody had a great President's Day. I got back late with a late lunch with Barbara. And I wasn't that hungry for dinner tonight, so I only had a cup of soup, I think, and a couple of string beans here. I'll probably be hungry later on, but I'm ready to listen to some cool records out of my collection, and hopefully cool records that you've either some of you may know, some of you may not know, and I'm sure many of you knew that tune there, but not by that artist. That we opened up tonight's 60s edition with saxophonist Choker Campbell and his big band, and he's originally from Shelby, Mississippi, and noted more for his work in the 1950s, but he ended up on Motown Records with this release from December 64, a cover of the Supremes tune, Come See About Me. He also had a Motown LP. It was called Hits of the 60s. That was on the LP, December 1964, but I had it on the Motown 45. Choker Campbell and his big band on Motown Records, his rendition of the tune Come See About Me. We'll come see about these cool 45s tonight. Let's start it off with this singer originally from the Bahamas. He relocated to New York City, then at 17 years old started singing in clubs in Greenwich Village, and this was his debut single on Frank Slay's Claridge label, and it's about a city in Michigan. I'm going to feature a bunch of their records. They're talking about the city of Detroit. This is from December 1965. His name is Tony McKay. Tony McKay on the Claridge label, and we open up with a tune called Detroit.
If you wanna dance, let's do it in Detroit. Detroit.
Well, we open up with a tune called Detroit, although he is from originally the Bahamas and then relocated to New York City. That's Tony McKay, December 1965. It's on the Claridge record label. It's called Detroit. He has other releases, I think, on Josie and also on the Brunswick record label. Well, let's go from Detroit. We head out to Los Angeles, California for this next group. This is their first, their first release came out on the Accent label back in 1964. They followed it up with this release on the Enith label later in the year, October 1964. This was subsequently picked up by the Scepter record label, and then they had another two more releases. And this one arranged by Gene Page. It features Lonzo Coleman. He's on lead. We go back to October 1964. I have it on the original label, Enith Records. Give a listen to Dan and the Clean Cuts, and it's called One Love, Not Two.
Lover, I think it's time that we sat down and talked it over. Yes, I do. If you don't stop running round, I'm gonna have to put you down. I mean it. Yes, I do. So listen here, lover, I've got to tell you, you can't have your cake and eat it too. There's gotta be one love, not two. Baby, baby, one love, not two. There's gotta be one love, baby, me and you. You tell me that you love me when we're all alone and in the dark. Yes, you do. When you with the girls, you say I'm just another but to you. Yes, you do. So listen here, lover, I've got to tell you, you can't have your cake and eat it too. There's gotta be one love, not two. Baby, baby, one love, not two. There's gotta be one love, baby, me and you. Every time I call you on the phone, I hear you whispering, telling I'm not at home. Now, lover, I think it's time that we sat down and talked it over. Yes, I do. If you don't stop running round, I'm gonna have to put you down. I mean it. Yes, I do. So listen here, lover, I've got to tell you, you can't have your cake, yeah, eat it too. It's gotta be one love, not two. Baby, baby, one love, not two. It's gotta be one love, baby, me and you. Me and you. One love, not two. Just me.
That's Dan and the Clean Cuts. Dan and the Clean Cuts from October 1964. Lonzo Coleman, he's the lead singer on that. I featured it on the Enith record label, One Love, Not Two. Those of you collectors may have that on the Scepter label. Much easier to find on the Scepter label. Not that easy on the Enith label. And let's continue now. And no one seems to know anything about this next singer, but she has two releases on the Buddha label. I have them both, but the thing is that really what caught my eye on this 45 is that it was written and produced by Van McCoy. When I see that, I'm going to buy the 45 no matter what. But it's the first of two on the Buddha label. Her name is Tony Lamar. Tony Lamar, August 1967. This is on the Buddha label, the green Buddha label for the stock copy. It's called Just in the Nick of Time.
Like a poor defenseless maiden, helpless and about to
That's Miss Tony Lamar. Tony Lamar, August 1967. That's her first release on the Buddha record label. Just in the Nick of Time is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. We head to Tampa, Florida for this next singer. His real name is Palmer Crawford Rakes III. But in 1964, he was the lead singer of Hal and the Prophets. I like that record that came out on the Scepter record label. Then in 1967, he recorded this next tune first for the Uptight record folks as Pal Rames. Then in January of 1968, Verve Records picked it up. He changed the name to Pal Rakes and the Prophets, and that's how I own it. This charted number 68 on WIBG out of Philadelphia. Let's go back to January 68. Mine is on the Verve label for Pal Rakes and the Prophets. It's called Can't Deny the Hurt.
When it started, it seemed our love would be alright. Who would ever believe what I found out tonight? I know what you've been doing, and now I know I'm losing all the love I thought you had for me. First I didn't believe a single word they said, but now I know for sure this love is dead. I know you lied to me. I think you better leave while I begin to end the pain I feel. I can't deny the hurt you're giving me, and I can't hide the tears of misery. I can't deny love is so obvious. What would I do without your tenderness? What will I say when someone speaks your name? Can't remember now what I did before you came. My head is in a spin, don't know what world I'm in. What happened to the love you had for me? I can't deny the hurt. No, no, baby, can't deny the hurt. I can't deny the hurt. No, 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 you hurt me deep inside. No, no, baby, can't deny the hurt. Oh, yeah, can't deny the hurt.
That's Pal Rakes and the Prophets. That one there, January 68. I have it on the Verve label. It all first came out on Uptight Records. It's called Can't Deny the Hurt. And he has others, I think Filet of Soul, Jamie Records, Columbia, Brian, Warner Brothers, also on Atlantic. Lots of releases by Pal Rakes. We continue here on the All 60s show. Now, this group is originally from Steubenville, Ohio, and in 1957, they recorded as the Buckeyes on the Deluxe label. Then in 1959, they changed their name to the Stereos. They had releases on Cub. They have a rare one on Columbia. They have another one on World Artists, which is out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as is this next label, which is called the Val label. This one from July of 1965. It features Ronnie Paris on lead. This charted regionally. This was a number 44 record on WAMO out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's give a listen to the Stereos here on the Val label. It's called Don't Let It Happen to You.
Are you going
happen to you. Don't let it happen to you. Whoa, then you remember the feeling and those hearts you were open into. You'll be hurting so bad, my dear, that you won't know what to do. You'll be sorry and you'll cry. Girl, you better change your ways, or you're gonna let her. Don't let it one of these days. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Heart you've broken. It's true. Got the feelings and the heart's broke by you. Oh, girl. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen to you. Don't let. Oh, no. Don't let it happen, baby. Oh, no. Don't let it
Those are the Stereos there from July 1965. Ronnie Paris on lead. That record sounds a lot like Mumbling Words. It's on the World Artist record label, very similar, but those are the Stereos on Val Records. George Goodman's, I think that's his label. He actually produced that record. He has a release, George Goodman and the Headline. Is it George Goodman and the Headliners, I think? Let Me Love You, I think, was the first release on Val. This was the second by the Stereos. Don't Let It Happen to You is the name of the tune. We continue here on the All 60s edition. This is a very unusual record, I'd say, and you all know this voice. Sometimes, I don't know, there's something about this record that I like, and I don't know really what it is, but this gal, she's from, is it Clarendon, Jamaica? I think that's where she's from, but she was billed as the Blue Beat girl, and the Blue Beat was a music genre that had emerged out of Jamaica. Now, she scored a big hit with her debut 1964 single that came out on the Smash label. It was a cover of the 1956 Barbie Gay song, My Boy Lollipop. Now, she would have another top 40 hit, one more, I think it was called Sweet William, but she really continued to record, had releases on other labels. I have these records on Atlantic and Atco, and this is on an oddball label. This is on the Brit label, B-R-I-T Records, and the title of the song is equally as odd. It's a very long title, but you know I'm talking about Miss Millie Small. So this is Millie Small from May 1965. This is on the Brit label, and the song is called Alone. The song is called it's called Mixed Up, Fickle, Lonely, Self-Centered, Spoiled Kind of Boy. This is Millie Small.
I can't let it go.
have to agree with Warren in our YouTube chat. The instrumentation, the music is great in the background there. Her voice is a little squeaky, but that's her. Millie Small, May 1965 on the Brit record label. It's called Mixed Up, Fickle, Lonely, Self-Centered, Spoiled Kind of Boy. That is the name of the tune. And actually, I know some people like that. I really do. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition as we head to Harlem, New York for this next group. And it's their debut single on Joe Evans' Carnival record label. Did you know that Joe Evans was a connected person? Yes, he was. But this tune written by Ronald McCoy, who was a member of a group called The Topics, who also recorded for the Carnival label. Now, this charted on the Billboard R&B chart. It peaked at only number 41, but it was a big number 6 record on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. That's a great station, I have to say. This one from October 1966. Let's give a listen to Lee Williams and the Cymbals. This is on the Carnival record label, their first on Carnival. It's called I Love You More.
Kiss you, to want to hug you, one heart that needs you, one mind that believes in you, 'cause I love you more than anybody's ever loved anyone. Anyone, baby, Romeo and Juliet, hello, the world won't forget, but our love will last longer, simply because it's made stronger, 'cause I love you more than anybody's ever loved anyone, baby, through thick and thin, our love will make it. There's nothing in this world strong enough to change it, 'cause I love you more than anybody's ever loved anyone, baby, our love will last longer than the sun and the stars, baby, my baby, little darling.
I have to agree with Reed King in our YouTube chat room. That is a great soul ballad there. For Lee Williams and the Cymbals, that's their first of 6 on Joe Evans' Carnival record label, October 1966. I Love You More is the name of the tune. How about a twin spin here on Joe Evans' Carnival record label? Now, the group is from Jersey City, New Jersey. First recording for the Piney label back in 1962. Then in 1964, they signed with Carnival Records Records for 14 releases. Let's give a listen to their 10th release, written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Winfred Lovett. Winfred Lovett on lead here, April 1967. Give a listen to the Manhattans. The Manhattans are twin spin on the Carnival record label. It's called All I Need Is Your Love. That completes our twin spin on the Carnival record label, April 1967. Those are the Manhattans. Winfred Lovett on lead. All I Need Is Your Love. That is their 10th of 14 releases for the Carnival record folks. We continue here. We stay in 1967 with this next gal. She was discovered by Richard Berry back in 1956 when she was 16 years old, when she recorded as Little Clyde and the Teens on the RPM record label. Then in 1957, she signed with Specialty Records, had releases on Specialty, also on Philips and Imperial Records. But in 1967, she signed with Minute Records. Now, her first release on Minute was a duet with Jimmy Holiday. She followed it up with this solo effort, which was written by Jimmy Holiday and Uma Hurd. This one from August 1967. Let's give a listen to Clyde King, Miss Clyde King on the Minute label. It's called My Mistakes of Yesterday.
Yesterday, oh how I hoped that you would look my way.
That's Miss Clyde King there. I like that record. I do. I don't know why, but it's a great tune, I think. Clyde King, August 1967 on the Minute record label, My Mistakes of Yesterday. It's actually the first of 3 solo efforts on the Minute record label. I have a couple of later ones by her, I think on Lizard Records, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Johnny G here spinning my 1960s original vinyl 45s. Thank you all, those of you tuned in on Oldies and More Radio, and also those of you watching Johnny G on the YouTube stream. Let's continue here for this next singer as we go back to Detroit, Michigan. First recording for the Correct Tone folks back in 1962. His first release was called I'm a Coward. Other releases followed on Wand and Sonbert and Rick Tick and this label, WIG Records. His real name is George Washington, but he's best known as Geno Washington, and this is a tune that he wrote. He's being backed up by an uncredited Debonaires group on this 45. This charted number 30 on WTRX out of Flint, Michigan. Darryl, that's your area, WTRX. Did you listen to that station in Flint, Michigan? This is September 1966. Give a listen to Geno Washington on WIEG, and this is what they called Johnny G. The song is called Romeo. September 66 release there for Geno Washington. Geno Washington on the WIG record label, song entitled Romeo. And I didn't pay a lot of money for that record. I don't know what that record sells for, but I think it's a great two-sided 45, by the way, by Geno Washington. Let's continue here. We go to 1965 now for this group out of Houston, Texas. So my Texas listeners, that's Bobby in Texas, also Charlene in Texas there, and some other listeners, I'm sure, in Texas. Somebody else is from Texas. Forget who it was, but this was their debut single, which actually came out on the local Copa label first, but that was then picked up by Soundstage 7 Records, I think a subsidiary of Monument Records, and that's how I own it. And this is the intended A-side. It features Jethro Caldwell. He's the lead singer on this. We go back to September 1965. Give a listen listen to the Fantastics. These are the Fantastics. They're out of Houston, Texas. I have it on Soundstage 7, and it's called High Note.
When they hit the high note, 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 three guys on stage, don't you know they look so fine, working out to the music, working out right on time, and when they hit it, they sound so sweet. They just knock me off of my feet when they hit the high notes. When they hit the high notes, yeah, 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 yeah. When they hit the high notes, oh yeah. When they hit the high notes, come on and get your baby. Don't you know I'm gonna get mine? We're going down to that big show. Don't you know we gotta be on time? And I would spend on my last dime just to see them any old time. When you hit the high notes, when they hit the high notes, when they hit the high notes, when they hit the high note, I'm the one who loves you. Let's twist the wire. I'm the one who loves you. Push it. I'm the one who loves you. Say it's alright. I'm the one who loves you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm the one who loves you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm the one who loves you. I'm the one who loves you. I'm the one who loves you.
They're out of Houston, Texas. That's their first of two. On the Soundstage 7 record label, the Fantastics. Fantastics, Jethro Caldwell. He's on lead September 65 release High Note. Johnny G used to have a high voice, not anymore, have that baritone voice, but they have one last release, I think came out on Impresario Records, which I think I have. I have that record. That's another label out of the state of Texas. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show with a request for listener Tom Shaughnessy. I have one of your two requests, Tom, the Thelma Houston on Capitol. I did not have. I have another one of her records. But Tom requested this cool group. They're called the Cinderellas, a.k.a. The Cookies, that recorded for the Dimension record label, a tune written by Cynthia Weil and Russ Titleman, and Russ also produced it along with Barry Mann. Lead singer on this is Margaret Ross. We're going to send this one out to Tom Shaughnessy. We go back to March 1964. Give a listen to the Cinderellas, really, The Cookies on the Dimension label. It's called Baby, Baby, I Still Love You.
I think I'm gonna cry, 'cause once you loved me and I told you goodbye, and then tonight I took one look at you and my heart broke in two. Baby, baby, I still love you. Baby, baby, I still love you. I don't know what to say. I just can't tell you that I feel this way. Oh, I wanna hold you close to me. I wanna make you see. Baby, baby, I still love you. Baby, baby, I still love you. I do. wish I never let you go. How I wish I never hurt you so. Baby, baby, I just never knew I'd miss your kiss the way I do. Won't you let me make it up to you? Oh, listen to me, please. If it will help, I'll get down on my knees. 'Cause I'm just living for the day when I will hear you say, baby, baby, I still love you. 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 Baby, baby, I still love you. Baby, baby, I still love you. I do. I still love you. I love you. I still love you.
Those are the Cinderellas, a.k.a. the Cookies. They're Margaret Ross on lead. That's going out to Tom Shaughnessy. Going to send it out to Cheryl Morgan. I know she likes the Cookies, but they're called the Cinderellas on that Dimension release from March 1964. It's Baby Baby, then parentheses, I Still Love You. Very cool tune. The only thing wrong with that is on styrene. I mean, it plays okay, but you know, these styrene singles, sometimes with lots of plays, they get a little tingy. That's what happens with the styrene 45's. Let's continue here on the All 60's edition. This next singer, originally from North Carolina, but he was raised in Philadelphia, began recording back in 1960 for Buddy Caldwell's Len record label. Shortly after that, he did two on Buddy's V-Tone record label, and then by the mid-60s, had some soul releases that came out on other labels like Arctic and Tyler Records, and this label, Swan Records, and this is the A-side to his Swan single. His name is Herb Johnson. Herb Johnson, this is from June 64. It's on the Swan record label. It's called Two Steps Ahead, parentheses, of a Woman.
Soon you're gonna find yourself down and out. I want
of Philadelphia, that's Herb Johnson, and some girls backing him up there. From June 1964, that's on the Swan record label, Swan Records out of Philadelphia. It's called Two Steps Ahead, parentheses, of a Woman, as we continue here. And up next, this singer from, is it Marianne, Florida, began his career recording for Laurie Records back in 1962. And actually, I think it was with a group called The Webbs. Wasn't he with a group called The Webbs on the Heart label, I think, originally? But in 1963, he signed with United Artists Records. And through 1973, at least, he had 35 releases on United Artists Records. And let's give a listen to his 12th. This is a song he wrote, produced by Jack Gold. It's arranged by Bill Justice. This charted as number 100 on Cashbox. It was number 70 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was a number 11 record on WNOX out of Knoxville, Tennessee. We go back to August 1966 for Mr. Bobby Goldsboro. Bobby Goldsboro on United Artists. It's called It Hurts Me.
You go by with some other guy while I stand here alone. You don't think that I should cry, but I'm not made of stone. And I can cry just like anyone can, and I can die just like anyone can if you hurt me, and you hurt me. Every time that you go by and you are with another guy, it hurts me. Every time that I see you, it hurts me. But you know how I need you so bad. You're the one love that I ever had. Used to be just you and me, and no one else was there. Now you're gone, I'm all alone, and you don't even care. But I can cry just like anyone can, and I can die just like anyone can if you hurt me, and you hurt me. Every time that you go by and you are with another guy, it hurts me. Every time that I see you, it hurts me. But you know how I need you so bad. You're the one love that I ever had. It hurts me. Every time that I see you, it hurts me. But you know how I need you, it hurts me. Every time that I see you, it hurts me. But you know how I need you, it hurts me. Every time that I see you, it hurts me. But you know how I need you.
You gotta admit, that's 100,000 times better than his record Honey. That is for sure. That's Bobby Goldsboro there. That one there from August 1966 on the United Artists record label. His 12th release on United Artists, song entitled It Hurts Me. How about a twin spin on the United Artists record label? Now, this gal, she's from Liverpool, England. She was born Jean Owen on November 17th of 1943. This was her debut single here in the United States, actually her first of 4 on United Artists. It was written by Charles Blackwell. This charted regionally. This was a number 22 record on WCOL out of Columbus, Ohio. Let's go back to August 1965 for Samantha Jones. Samantha Jones on United Artists, and her tune is called Don't Come Any Closer.
No, don't come any closer. No, no. should I go on pretending heartbreak ending here? I come right now. One thing that I'm still sure of, I won't ever see no more of you.
She doesn't mean it, she wants it to
No,
stay.
no, no.
She doesn't mean it, she wants it too much. No, 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 don't come any closer. No, 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 don't come any closer.
I might want you to stay. Baby, baby, go away. Baby, baby, go away. Baby, baby, go away. Baby, baby, go away.
No, 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 don't come any closer. No, 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 don't come any closer.
She's out of the UK there. Samantha Jones is her name. That's her first of four on United Artists. That completes our twin spin. That one there from August 1965, Don't Come Any Closer. I think she has a later release on Ascot Records. I have that record, and also another one on the Event label, which I think I have. Johnny G here on a Monday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes here. Up next, a 10-member group from Charlotte, North Carolina. They had 4 releases on the Smash record label. Let's give a listen to their first, written by Jim Butt. Jim Butt, he was the trumpet player for the group. Also, another writer was Roger Blanche. He was the guitarist, and Mike Branch, he was the keyboardist and the lead singer, also had a hand in writing this tune. His name is Hazel Martin, and he is the lead on this. This charted number 8 on WLAN in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We go back to June 1967. Give a listen to The Tempests. The Tempests on the Smash label. It's called Would You Believe?
If you need love, baby, I got it. If you need money, baby, I got it. Oh, you need a good time, girl, baby, I got it. I got arms to hold you, I got a heart to love you, I got lips to kiss you. Would you believe I got everything you
That's the sound of the Tempest here on the Vinyl Treasures Show. That one there from June 1967. Hazel Martin, he's on lead. That is their, that's their first release, first of three, I think, on the first of four on the Smash record label. Song entitled Would You Believe? Would you believe that I heard a click on that at the end of that? I got to check that. Anyway, let's, as we continue here on the All 60s edition, this next group, they formed while stationed at Randolph Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. We go back to Texas, folks. Who said they were? Rocky, are you from San Antonio? Somebody's from San Antonio. I don't know, or somebody mentioned, Charlene, you said San Antonio. Maybe Bobby's from San Antonio. But anyway, they signed with Abe Epstein's Dynamic record label for 4 releases, and their first was their biggest hit. They do a great song. It's called No Time for You. That came out on Dynamic. That was their first one. It was picked up by Backbeat Records, by the way. And this was their second release. It was written by the lead singer for the group. His name is Dan Henderson. And I have this promo on yellow vinyl. We go back to November 1966. Give a listen to The Commands with Dan Henderson on lead, Dynamic Records. It's called Don't Be Afraid to Love Me.
I pray. Oh, heaven help me. Please, please, please. You see I'm down on my knees. I've got to win your love. Hey, you're all I'm thinking. Oh, don't be afraid to love me. Don't be afraid to love me. Oh, like I love you, baby. Oh, half a love is not the answer. Please believe me. This I know. Oh, but if you just give it a chance to, maybe our love will grow. Yeah. My smile, there lies a pain, deeper down inside. It hurts so bad, this old heart of mine, I cannot hide. Yeah. Can't you see me? I'm so sad. Can't you help me? Come on, and make me glad. Just like the birds and bees, baby. I love you, baby. Oh, like I've got to have a love of my own. I don't need a lover, don't leave me alone. I need you, baby. That's why I'm going to say, come on, baby, just walk my way.
That's the sound of The Commands here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's their second release. Dan Henderson, he's the lead singer, November 1966. Dynamic Records, Don't Be Afraid to Love Me. We're going to play the flip side of that later on in the show here for Reed King in our YouTube chat room. I wish I had that picture sleeve, Reed. I know there was a promo. I don't think it was a stock picture sleeve. I think it was a promo picture sleeve. A very cool picture of the group. It's on 45 Cat. You can check it out for that as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. I went to a record show yesterday and I bought this 45. It's not like I'm going to really find anything at a record show because I'm looking for high ticket items. I was looking at a box and I bought a couple records, but this was really the one that I was happy to find. This was a new addition to the Johnny G vinyl collection for this gal from Chicago. This is her debut single. Came out on the Constellation label, and she performed this. She performed this on Huss Allen's Big Beat TV show. It's out of Nashville, Tennessee. I think there's a clip somewhere. The February 15th, 1966 show, and she does this record. I think she's doing it live, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, from June of 1965, give a listen to Jerry Taylor. Jerry Taylor on the Constellation label. It's called Empty Arms and Bitter Tears. June 1965 there. It's on the Constellation label out of Chicago, Illinois. Her name is Jerry Taylor. Jerry Taylor there with Empty Arms and Bitter Tears is the name of the tune. She has one other one a year later, 1966, that came out on the Mika label. I don't have that. I don't know. Maybe I do have it. I don't know what I have. Johnny G losing his mind. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We stay in Chicago now with this next group. They're called the Profiles. This was their debut single. Came out on the Duo label. Now, it's produced by Andre Williams. If I see that on the label, that's another record I'll buy. And this charted number 30 on the Billboard R&B chart, but it was a big number 4 record on KATZ out of St. Louis, Missouri. And this one from August of 1968. These are the Profiles on the Duo label. It's called If I Didn't Love You.
Try to kiss you along the way. If I didn't love
didn't love you. My friend loving me, they don't understand what it means to be in love. I got myself a prize, I'm a real lucky guy to find someone like you to be my girl. Love you, baby.
I think that's a pretty cool record. So does Warren Russell in our YouTube chat room. And that is the Profiles. The Profiles there from August 1968. Came out on the duo record label If I Didn't Love You is the name of the two. Now in 69, they would sign with Bamboo Records. They had 3 more releases. And for you collectors out there, check if you own that 45, check your copy of the 45. And the true first press has the incorrect apostrophe on the didn't. So you'll see on my copy it's DID apostrophe NT. That is not correct. Then they issued copies as DIDN apostrophe T. That is how you can check if you have the first press or not. The first presses have the mistake. There you go. Johnny G babbling on here on the All 60s edition. But let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And here is the debut single for the singer from Baltimore, Maryland. His real name is Roger Dale Pashik, but he recorded as Roger Pace, and this is his debut single. Came out on the Select record label. We go back to July 1965. This is Roger Pace on Select. It's called The Minute My Back Was Turned.
Ever heard in my ear, oh baby, then we kiss and I was sure you meant every word, yeah. But I found out the minute my back was turned, oh baby, the minute my back was turned, you were holding him, you were loving him. You had me believing that no one could take my place. Take my place. Oh, who would think that you would be lying right to my face? I trusted you the minute my back was turned. Hey, baby, the minute my back was turned, you were holding him, you were loving him. Please don't leave me this way. The minute my back was turned, baby, the minute my back was turned, you were holding him, you were loving him. You say forgive me, but I just don't know how to get how I am. Because I know you don't know when to do it. You do it all over again. If I take you back, the minute my back was turned, the minute my back was turned, you were holding him, you were loving him. The minute my back was turned. I don't want to be treated this way.
July 66 release there for Roger Pace. Roger Pace on Select Records. The Minute My Back Was Turned, that's the name of the two. Now you'd have another one. Mark mentioned it in the YouTube chat room, 1966 on the Twirl label. And his name is Roger Pace. We continue here on the 60s edition. Now this next record, a very interesting tune. It's very similar to, we heard Millie Small earlier on the voice, but the vocals in the back, or the music in the background are excellent, and I think that's the case with this record. But this gal, she's from Jackson, Tennessee, and she became a music teacher for the Memphis, Tennessee high school and also junior high schools. But she took a sabbatical. She took a sabbatical to record 3 singles for Fred Foster's Soundstage 7, a record label, and this is her first of 3. It was written by Bob Simon. Bob Simon was a member of Randy and the Radiants, who have releases on the Sun label. This one also produced by Bill Justice. So again, you see these labels that have names that you recognize. I'm always going to take a chance on it. If it's $1, I'm going to buy it anyway, no matter what it is. But if it's a little bit more, then I got to be a little careful with it. But this was not more than $1 when I added it to my collection. But it's from November 64. Her name is Joanne Touchstone. Joanne Touchstone. This is on Soundstage 7, and the song is called Walk Softly.
You've got to walk softly, I say, don't stomp your feet. You might wake him up and then we'd be in for a treat. You've never seen my dad mad and you're lucky you ain't, 'cause I guarantee he's no saint and he might frown, so keep it down. 'Cause I wanna make love to you under the sky so blue. But if you don't watch out, you might hear a shout from my father's room, and that means doom for both of us. We'd better make us a plan in case he walks in and sees me holding your hand. We'll run if we can, 'cause I know he won't understand. So walk on softly, I said walk on softly. We'd better make us a plan in case he walks in and sees me holding your hand. We'll run if we can, 'cause I know he won't understand. So walk on softly, I said walk on softly. I want you walk on softly, yeah, oh, now walk on softly. I want you walk on softly.
That's the first of 3 for Joanne Touchstone. Joanne Touchstone on the Soundstage 7 record label, November 1964. Walk Softly. Unfortunate that she died on April 6th of 2009 from cancer at the age of 70. As we continue here on Vinyl Treasures, we go to St. Louis, Missouri for this next singer. Now, he was a lead singer for Bob Cuban and the Inman. I'm sure many of you know their biggest hit. It was a song called The Cheater, a big hit for them in early 1966, came out on the Musicland USA record label. But the lead singer for that group, Walter Scott, also had solo releases for the same label, Musicland USA. Now, this is his third of 4. It was a big top 10 record for him on WXOK in St. Louis, Missouri. So let's go back to January 1967 for Walter Scott. Walter Scott on Musicland USA. It's called It's Been a Long Time.
I have been a soldier until today, but now my gun is put away. It's been so long since I've been away, but now I'm home to stay. I call her up to say wait to hold her in my arms once more. Will she be mine just like before? Time passes slowly and the hour is drawing near. Will she still whisper to me words I long to hear? Or will she love me like before? Or love some newborn even more? It's been a long, long time since I looked in her eyes, and people say that I might find a big surprise. Will she love me like she loved me before? Or will we just be friends? I'm telling you, I just don't know. But I'll find out tonight. I'll find out And now I find myself knocking on her door. My heart starts pounding like it's never done before. And all at once I see her face. I feel her touch and want to embrace. It's been a long, long time since I looked in her eyes, and let me say that I have found a big surprise. No, she doesn't love me like she did before. I found out tonight that she loves me even more. Loves me even more. Loves me even
That's a third of four for Walter Scott. Walter Scott, he was the lead singer of Bob Cuban and the Inmen, January 1967 release. That's on Musicland USA. It's been a long time. And in 1984, I think the parents of Walter Scott reported him missing. And during the investigation, it was discovered that Walter's wife was having an affair with some guy, and the son of her estranged boyfriend told authorities that her father all of a sudden built a flower bed over a cistern. And then what happened was, I think the detectives got they were kind of curious about it, and they decided to dig it up, and they found the body, the dead body of Walter Scott, unfortunately. And then eventually her boyfriend confessed that he shot him with a shotgun, shot Walter Scott with a shotgun on December 27, 1983, and buried him in that cistern. An awful demise for that singer, that great singer Walter Scott. Unfortunate. It was funny. I remember watching, I don't know, one of the TV shows, and I wasn't expecting to hear Dick Clark announce, here they are with their hit Bob Cuban and the Inmen, and then they played The Cheater. He was singing the song. They were up on these pedestals, and I can't find that clip anymore, but I wish they would just have the clip available on YouTube. They do not. And then it went into that, and that's when I found out about that's what happened to Mr. Walter Scott. Anyway, we remember here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and over the last few weeks, I've been featuring a 45's by this singer from Nashville, Tennessee, talking about Mr. Bobby Hebb. Began his career back in 1961, but it wasn't until 1966 when he had his biggest hit called Sunny. That was his first of 7 releases for the Phillips folks. Now, last week I played his 5th on Phillips. It was called Some Kind of Magic. Let's give a spin to the B-side to his 4th. And this one again produced by Jerry Ross, arranged by Joe Renzetti. This is from January 67. Give a listen to Bobby Hebb. Bobby Hebb on the Phillips label. It's called My Pretty Sunshine.
Her sweet smile can put the stars to shame. All the little children call her by name. My pretty sunshine brightens up this lonely world. My pretty sunshine, I'm so lucky, yeah, she's my girl. Every word she speaks is like a caress, warm and tender, filled with happiness. My pretty sunshine brightens up this lonely world. My pretty sunshine, I'm so lucky, yeah, she's my girl. Everyone in love knows that it's so. When you find the one, your world begins to glow. When she's in my arms, I'm above any king. She makes me feel love for everything.
That's Mr. Bobby Hebb, January 67. That is his fourth release on the Phillips record label. My Pretty Sunshine is the name of that tune as we move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And up next are a set of twin boys from New Orleans, Louisiana. They started out when they were 12 years old. They were Tyrone and Jerome Aubrey, and they were called the Aubrey Twins. First recording for the Chase label back in 1963. They followed it up with a single on the Jamie label. Then they did two for ABC Paramount Records. This is their first. Again, as I mentioned to you listeners, what catches my eye on these 45s, if I see anything arranged or produced or written by Ray Stevens, I'm going to buy the 45, and that was the case with this one. This was arranged by Ray Stevens. This one from February 1964. Give a listen to the Aubrey Twins. Aubrey Twins, they're Tyrone and Jerome. This is on ABC Paramount. It's called There's Something Special About My Baby.
There's something special about my baby. What it is I'll never know. There's something special about my baby. What's special about my baby? If you wanna know.
February 64 there for the Aubrey Twins, sounding really young on that. That's their first of two on the ABC Paramount record label. There's Something Special About My Baby is the name of the tune. They did mature with their next two releases, I think on the Epic record label and also the MGM record label. Kind of almost sounding Spectre-ish, and I think, Reed, you mentioned that it might be a Brill Building sound, but again, it was Ray Stevens. That was the thing that caught my eye on that 45. Hope you're digging on the cool tunes. Those of you tuned in on the Oldies and More Radio Network, thank you all for listening to the Vinyl Treasure Show. We're here every Monday night from 8 to 11 p.m. We do a little bit of overtime sometimes, as I am the last live show for the night, so at least on Oldies and More, but also those of you on YouTube watching Johnny G. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell to get notifications when I go live. I know many of you were wanting me to do a test, when I test a bunch of 45s. Believe me, I got multiple boxes downstairs that when I retire from my job, I will be testing all those records. So you need to subscribe to get the notification. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures as we stay in 1964 with a singer from, is it Salis, Mississippi? Did I say it right? Daryl. And he first recorded for the Everest label back in 1963, but he had other releases on labels like Tip and Diplomacy and Minute and Liberty and Kent and the Crossover label, and this label, which is called KT, which I think was owned by singer, songwriter, and producer and arranger Ed Townsend, because that's what he did with this record. He arranged it, produced it, and he wrote it. And his name is Jimmy Holiday. I think, Warren, at one time in the past, you requested this song from me, I think. I may be wrong, and maybe you have this record. I would bet you do. But it's from July 64. Give a listen to Jimmy Holiday. Jimmy Holiday on the KT record label. It's called Shield All Around.
I say, hey, 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 like a shield all around. In every way, like a shield all around. I tell you how I just like a shield, like a shield all around. All around me, like a shield all around. Oh, I'm not afraid of this big bad world, 'cause I say, hey, 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 like a shield all around me, like a shield all around me, like a shield all around me, like a shield all around me. Oh, I'm not afraid of this big bad world. I got the Lord. Like a shield all around me, like a shield all around. Once again I say, hey, 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 like a shield all around. And every night, like a shield all around. A shield, like a shield all around. Just like a shield, like a shield.
As Jimmy Holiday from July 1964. It's on the KT record label. Tune written, arranged, and produced by Ed Townsend. Ed Townsend of For Your Love fame from 1958. I think he also owned the label KT Records from July 64. Shield all around. They didn't put me, but that's what it says on the label. That's by Jimmy Holiday. Johnny G has a shield of records around me every Monday night from 8 to 11 p.m. right here on Oldies and More Radio. Let's continue here. And up next, this vocalist, guitarist, songwriter from Atoka, Oklahoma. He goes way back to the late 1940s, recording for labels like Downbeat and Swing Time Records and so many others. But here is his 12th of 22 releases on the Kent label, of which I have a large majority of. And this charted number 6 on WJMO. There's that station again out of Cleveland, Ohio. We go to February 1967 for Lowell Fulson. Lowell Fulson, is it an N or an M? No, it's an M on this. Lowell Fulson on this one. On Kent Records, it's called Make a Little Love.
Used to be a tramp, but I ain't no more. Got a hit record now. Pockets just full of dough. Got some new clothes too, and good shoes on my feet. Penthouse apartment, icebox just full of good things to eat. And on my finger is a diamond ring. 2 chicks on each arm, and boys, I'm ready to swing. Yes, I'm ready to make a little love.
Make a little love.
Oh yeah.
Make a little love.
Make a little love.
Make a little love.
Can't call me country now. Well, I can dance. Wear ivory clothes too. Ain't no cuffs in my pants. Gotta keep a $50 process. My hair is straight as silk. Got a new manicure and facial. Skin just soft as buttermilk. And look, on my finger is a diamond ring. 2 chicks on each arm, and boys, I'm ready to swing. Yes, I'm ready to make a little love.
Make a little love. Make a little love. Make a little love.
I feel so good. Money in my pocket. Man, I'm ready. Yeah, let's make a little love. Are you ready, baby? Huh? On my finger is a diamond ring. 2 chicks on each arm, and boys, I'm ready to swing. Yes, I'm ready to make a little love.
Make a little love. Yeah.
Make a little love, baby.
February 67 release there for Lowell Fulson. And that one there on the Ken record label. Yes, Andrew definitely has like a tramp sound to it. That Otis and Carla tramp, or who else did tramp? Johnny G losing his mind. Make a Little Love is the name of that. We're going to send it out to Psycho's Platters in our YouTube chat room. That'd be Paul there. Thank you for tuning in to the Vinyl Treasure Show here. Hope you're digging on these cool tunes. Let's continue here. And up next, this duo of gals. They are called the Johnson Sisters. Now, first recording for the Swan label back in 1962. Then in early 64, they had a release on the Josie label. But here is their last single, came out on the Broadway record label. This tune written by Rudy Clark. Now, they performed this on stage at Palisades Amusement Park in New Jersey on July 18th of 1964. That was in one of the trade magazines. I think Cashbox had that in there, that these gals performed there. This tune on the Broadway label, it's from May 64. Give a listen to the Johnson Sisters. The Johnson Sisters on the Broadway label. It's called I Found My Place.
Every girl got a place in a gown, warm embrace. She will find him one day. So they say, so they say. She'll see his smiling face and know her place is in his warm embrace. A week ago in the park, it was just getting dark. From behind came a sound. When I turned around, I saw his smiling face and know my place was in his warm embrace. I didn't tell him I loved him. It was understood. My place was in his arms to stay for good. Late last night he came by and I thought I would die. And we kissed for the first time when he pressed his lips to mine. The tears rolled down my face. I found my place in his warm embrace. Oh, the tears rolled down my face. I found my place in his warm embrace. The tears rolled down my face. I found my place in his warm embrace. The tears rolled down my face. I found my place in his warm embrace.
They're called the Johnson Sisters. That's their final single on the Broadway record label, May 64. I Found My Place is the name of that tune. Barry Saltz sold me that record, as many others that I feature here on the All 60s edition. And we continue here. We go out to California now. This group originated at Lincoln High School in East LA. In 1964, they signed with Eddie Davis's Linda record label. They had 5 releases. Let's give a listen to their 4th, written by the rhythm guitarist for the group and also the lead singer. His name is Max Ubeles. Max Ubeles, he wrote this, and he is on lead. This one from March 1966. Give a listen to The Romancers. The Romancers on the Linda label. It's called She Gives Me Love.
The sun don't shine, I'll use a light in my baby's eyes. And I don't care if it should storm, I got my baby to keep me warm. And she gives me love every day, some every day, love every day. Nighttime when I feel bad, 'cause everything is gone wrong, I see my baby, she makes me glad. She's the thing that makes me strong, 'cause
That's the fourth of five for the Romancers. It's on the Linda record label. March 1966 released the Romancers with She Gives Me Love. I think that's a pretty cool record, have to say. They would later change their name to the Smoke Rings, had releases on Linda, also on Prospect, and a lot of those records are pretty good. I know there's a one on the Prospect label that I really like by the Smoke Rings. Hope you're digging on the cool 1960s. Tell your friends to tune in to Oldies and More Radio from 8 to 11 p.m. and also on the YouTube stream. Please click the like button and also subscribe as we continue here. And we stay in Los Angeles, California. This group created by Bobby Sanders, and the members are combinations, at least the beginning stages of this group were combinations of two other groups that Sanders managed, James Moore and Bobby Solomon of the Vows, and Charles Ingersoll and Melvin Isley of the Extremes. And their first recordings were for the Canterbury record label, but with a couple of personnel changes. I think maybe two of the guys changed. They signed with Minute Records for 5 releases, and this was their second release, still with Charles Ingersoll. He is the lead singer on this. This charted number 94 on Billboard, number 83 on Cashbox, was a number 19 record on the Billboard R&B chart, but a big number 2 record on WJLB in Detroit, Michigan. We go back to August 1968 for the Young Hearts. These are the Young Hearts on the Minute label. It's called I've Got Love for My Baby. August 68 release there for the Young Hearts. The Young Hearts on the Minute label. I've got, I've Got Love for My Baby is the name of the tune. What I like about that, even though it's a great song, the vinyl on this promo, it's a nice, thick, hard vinyl promo on that. It's not that crappy styrene stuff, so it's really nice and thick. That's how I like my 45's, nice and thick. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. We go to Dayton, Ohio for this next group, formed back in 1959 as the Ohio Intouchables, with releases on the Lupine record label. They also backed up a number of the artists that recorded for Lupine Records, but in 1967 they changed their name to the Ohio Players. And they had some pretty big hits, believe it or not, in the 1970s on the Mercury label that I bought when they came out, like Love Roller Coaster, and I think another song I bought by them was called Fire. But they had earlier releases on other labels like Tangerine and Capitol, also Westbound and a Boardwalk, and this label that I'm featuring, the Compass label. This is their first of two on the Compass label. It features Leroy Sugarfoot Bonner on lead. This charted number 50 on the Billboard R&B chart, but a big number 14 on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. We go back to December 1967 for the Ohio Players. The Ohio Players on Compass, it's called Trespassing. Those are the Ohio Players. Ohio Players from December 67 on the Compass record label, song entitled Trespassing. We're going to flip that one over there. We're going to play the flip side for listener Andrew Turner and also Mark Speck. And Johnny G, I got caught trespassing. When I used to go visit my grandmother, one of the next door neighbors, they had this apple orchard. So I would go with my friends there, and of course, I was a slowpoke. I wasn't a fast guy. So they would climb up the tree, and there were like all these high bushes around the apple tree. And of course, we were on their property. It said no, they had signs up there, no trespassing. So they would throw me down the apples, and I would put them in a bag. And, we were going to just go, what was I, like 7 or 8 years old, maybe 10 years old at the time? So what happened was it was Mrs. Abraham's house, and her son saw us, so he comes running at us with a shotgun. So he's running down. Of course, all my friends were all skinny guys. They jumped out of the tree, and they started running. I had the stupid apple bag, and he caught me, and he was holding me from the collar, and he's dragging me to my grandmother's house, and he says, "Mrs. Minnell, I need to speak to you. Your grandson was trespassing on my property, and we have signs there. We don't want," she apologized, and I had to say I was sorry. They called the police. They came, and the police chief was there, and he's like, "Are you going to do that again, Johnny?" I said no, because I was the only one they caught. So, I didn't squeal on my other friends, but I said that is the last time that I was going to do any trespassing. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go to the Bronx, New York for this next gal. She began recording back in 1960 for the Big Top record label, but she recorded for many different labels well into the 1970s, by the way. But here's one she did from 1968 on the Troy record label. I think this label was resurrected from originally like 1962. But the song is written by Joe Armstead, produced by Phil Orsi. We go back to June 1968. June 1968 for A.Z. Mortimer. A.Z. Mortimer on the Troy label. It's called Little Old Lady, parentheses, in a Rocking Chair.
I gave my heart and soul to you, I love you so. But you hurt me every time, still I couldn't let go. But understanding comes from tears, and wisdom comes from years, I know. 'Cause a little old lady in a rocking chair told me, she told me. A little old lady in a rocking chair told me, she told me. Get ready, get ready, get ready, child, get ready. You're gonna have a lot of misery before you can rock like me. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And it all came to pass, just what she said. So far you got me going out of my head. You caused me so much pain and strife, but that all comes with life, I know. 'Cause a little old lady in a rocking chair told me, she told me. A little old lady in a rocking chair told me, she told me. Get ready, get ready, get ready, child, get ready. You're gonna have a lot of misery before you can rock like me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And every word she said, I know that she meant it. And she kept on rocking so content. That little old lady, she told me so. And I just can't let you go. That little old lady, that little old lady, she told me so. I just can't let you go.
Her name is A.Z. Mortimer there. June 1968 release, came out on the Troy record label. Little Old Lady, parentheses, in a Rocking Chair. And that is, she had 3 earlier releases on the Troy record label, probably around 1962. The label, I think, was resurrected in 68. She had 2 more later ones. And we just heard her second release on the Troy record label. Let's continue here on the All 60's edition. It's a 45 on Alan Toussaint's and Marshall Sehorn's 2C record label, which was out of New Orleans, Louisiana, although this record was distributed by Amy Malabelle. And they both owned a recording studio also. It was called CSANT Studios at 3803, I think it's Clematis Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, where this artist recorded both sides of his only release. And he did it on April 20th of 1967. The result was this 45 released in June 1967, written by Alan Toussaint. His name is Ray Algier, A-L-G-E-R-E, Ray Algier, from June 1967 on 2C Records. It's called In My Corner.
I got a hole in my soul. Things are getting a little tighter. I get my food from a crawfish hole. Things are getting a little tighter. But when things get rough and I feel low down, it's good to know that she's always around. In my corner, in my corner, baby. Yeah, I read the paper over other folks' shoulder. That's the only way I get the news. A radio is out of the question. I couldn't even buy a tube. Well, I may not have not one thing dime, but I got my girl, she's mine all mine. In my corner, in my corner, baby. In my corner. See the whole world turn its back on me, yeah. But as long as you stick by my side, we can make it if we try. I got two buttons missing off of my shirt now. Things are getting a little bit rough now. No needle, thread, that ain't the worst now. Things are getting a little tighter. But when things get wrong and I feel low down, it's good to know that she's always around. She's in my corner, in my corner, in my corner, baby. In my corner. Yeah, she's in my corner, in my corner. She's in my corner now, in my corner. Can't you see her, baby? In my corner. She's in my corner, in my corner. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
I think that's a cool tune. It is. I found it in my box. I said, I got to listen to this. In the original a paper sleeve that it came in, Ray Algier's his name, June 1967 on the 2C record label, In My Corner. Johnny G is in his corner. I had a copyright, some kind of copyright thing came up with that record. I hope it doesn't shut down my video there, or at least, you see, I've been good with the copyright stuff. I think it was the only thing that messed me up last week was that Debbie Doval record, Hey Lover. They wouldn't let the show air in the UK. That's not a good thing. UK, I have a number of listeners that do check out the archive in the UK. We're on, it's too early much early in the morning for them to tune in live. Maybe when I'm retired, maybe I can do a couple shows earlier in the day. That might be cool. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go back to Washington, D.C. for this singer. He was previously a member of Andy and the Marglows. They recorded for the Liberty record label back in 1963, but in 1967, he went solo when he signed with Verve Records. Let's give a listen to the B-side of his first single. The A-side was called Sweet Man, but I like the B-side better. This is from January 1967. His name is Jimmy Huff. Jimmy Huff on Verve. It's called, in parentheses, the word lover, Never Leave Me.
Yeah, lover, never leave me. No, you are I may travel to the west, but I confess that you will always be the one and only woman in my heart and on my mind. Only you can understand me so. Never leave me, never let me go. You will always be the one and only woman ever in my heart and on my mind. So please never leave me, please never let me go. Baby, now you know I want you here by my side. Here, right directly in this spot by me. Not across the room or out the door or around the corner, down the block. Here in my arms now. Today, tomorrow, and all the days after that. Next week, next year, and the 20 years.
He's babbling on there is what he's doing. Got caught, folks. Sorry I didn't show you the next record, but we'll get to that. But his name is, I lost my place here. His name is Jimmy Huff. Jimmy Huff from January 1967 on the Verve record label. It's called Lover Never Leave Me. That was actually the B-side to Sweet Man. He featured the same B-side again on his second release also. Is called Take My Hand, which I have, which I think is a pretty good record. We'll get that one on a future Vinyl Treasures show. Now let's continue here, and I didn't show you this next record, so you're probably guessing, those of you, excuse me, on watching on YouTube. But it's a girl group. They're out of Watts, California, and they won first place in a radio station KGIF Soul Search Talent Contest was the contest, and the first prize was a recording contract with Imperial Records, and the group consisted of a trio of gals. They were 15 and 16-year-olds. They were Barbara Bell, Linda Evans, and the lead singer on this, her name is Linda Sims. And this is a tune written by Bobby Ralph. Bobby Ralph goes back to the 1950s, and we know this name, Willie Hutchinson. They were the writers of this tune. This is from December 68. They're called The Quotations. The Quotations on the Imperial label. It's called Having a Good Time, parentheses, with my baby.
Hey world, I'm having such a good time, grooving with my baby. But are you ready for this? Oh yeah, we're gonna keep on grooving long after summer's gone. Can you dig it? Ooh, bright and sunny day might take me to a bar or to a lover's rendezvous. I have to die. Now add some pale moonlight to a starlit sky, and you can't help but see that twinkle in my eye. It takes my breath away, all that I could ever I'm having a good time with my baby, having a good time. I don't mean me, babe. There's nothing I'd rather do than what I like to be. 'Cause every little thing he does is such a great big thing to me. He makes me feel like every day's a holiday. It's so good, good, good. I wanna hold some wood. It takes my breath away, all that I could ever Hey girls, what you got to say? Oh yeah, my man is out of sight, and every time he kisses me, it takes my breath away. Oh yeah, all that I could ever say.
They are called the Quotations. The Quotations there, December 1968. That's on the Imperial record label. Linda Sims, she's the lead singer. Having a Good Time, parentheses, with My Baby is the name of the tune. Hopefully you're having a good time listening to all these cool 45s out of Johnny G's collection. As we continue now, we head for the lead singer of this group. He's from Memphis, Tennessee. He formed the 1950s gospel group called the Dixie Nightingales. His name was Ollie Hoskins. Then in 1968, he changed his name to Ollie Nightingale and called his group the Nightingales. They signed with Stax for 5 releases, and this was their second. And again, when I see these names on the labels, I'm going to buy them no matter what. This one arranged by Horace Ott and Booker T. This charted number 47 on the Billboard R&B chart, but it was big number 20 record on WSOK out of Savannah, Georgia. Let's give a listen to Ollie and the Nightingales from October 1968 on Stax Records. It's called You're Leaving Me.
Ooh, girl, I cried so many nights. I can't seem to do nothing right. Oh no, but I got to get a hold of myself. I can't lose your love to nobody else. Girl, I believe, I surely do believe you leaving me, you leaving me. You got me worried, you got me walking the floor. If you would leave me, baby, I can't let you go, can't let you go. Without your love, I will lose my mind. I can't stand you leaving me behind. Girl, I believe, I surely do believe you leaving me, you leaving me. Maybe I'm the only one to know, but darling, I know you're leaving me, you leaving me. That changes things is what the old folks say, and I believe that too. And girl, I pray, oh, I pray both night and day. Oh yeah, making you happy is my only dream. No matter how unreal it may seem, girl, I believe, I surely do believe you leaving me, you leaving me. Maybe I'm the only one to know, but I know you're leaving me, you leaving me. Girl, I believe in
October 68 release there for Ollie and the Nightingales. Ollie and the Nightingales on the Stax label. You're Leaving Me. That is a styrene promo. Same song on both sides. Whenever I was offered a promo, same song on both sides, I didn't pay more than $1 for it. So that's definitely worth $1, even though I don't have the flip side. But I do have the flip side because I did eventually get the stock copy of that. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, let's go to New York City for this next group. First recording 2 for the Verve record label. Then they followed it up with this single on MGM Records. It was the parent label for Verve Records, and this is written by John Lind and Bobby Bloom, and this group is called the Superiors. We go back to August 1966. MGM Records. These are the Superiors with their tune called Can't Make It Without You. That's August 66 for the Superiors. That's on the MGM record label. Can't Make It Without You is the name of that tune. If you have a request, please send it to Johnny G at vinyltreasures@AOL.com. Can't Make It Without You, the listeners here on Oldies and More Radio. Also, those of you tuned in to the Ustream broadcast. Let's continue now, and here's a girl group. They're out of Miami, Florida. Their debut single was in 1963, came out on the Butane record label. They followed it up with this single on Bob Urie's Urie record label. I only have 2 records on this label. I think one is by the American Beatles. That was the first one. And this one by a group called the Marvels. It features Annette Snell on lead. This one from 1964. Give a listen to the Marvels with 2 L's on the Urie label. It's called This Can't Go On.
Your blood will every
That girl group out of Miami, Florida, they're called the Marvels, 1964. That's on the Yori record label. This Can't Go On is the name of the tune. Then in 1965, they changed their name to the Fabulettes with a release on the Monument record label and also releases on Soundstage 7 plus others. Wait, did I want to say that? The Fabulettes, I think they changed their name to something else. I lost my mind here. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And this next group formed at the Greater Harvest Baptist Church in Chicago around 1960, and then they signed with Chess Records in 1962. Their debut single came out in August of 62. It was called Father Knows Best. But let's give a listen to the B-side to their sixth release of 20 that they recorded for the Chess record label. I'm sure many of you know the A side of this and have it in your collection. It was called Voice Your Choice, but let's flip it over here. And this is the flip side, co-written by the lead singer. His name is Maurice McAllister. We go to November 1964. Give a listen to The Radiance on the Chess label, and it's a B-side. It's called If I Only Had You.
Oh, how I wish I had a girl like you. What I would give just to make that dream come true. Yes, how I would try to keep you satisfied. I tear a star from out the sky, bring you spring and winter time. Take the colors from a rainbow, give you the pot of gold. Baby, that's what I do. Said if I only had you. Baby, if I only had you. Yeah, baby, if I only had you. A million times I've sit and watched you cry. Oh, that's the one that you love. He just wasn't treating you right. Yes, if it was me, said I love you tenderly. I'd even swim the ocean blue, climb a mountain just for you, fight a lion and tiger too, to prove my love is true. Baby, that's what I do. Said if I only had you. Baby, if I only had you. Yeah, baby, if I only had you. Time after time has made you cry. Yeah, baby. Time after time has shown you your life. Why don't you stop and realize? Yeah, baby. He's nothing but a shot at a time. Yeah, baby. Why don't you find yourself someone new? Someone who loves you. Someone who loves you true. Yeah. Ooh, how I wish that I could take his place. Ooh, a love like yours. He just don't appreciate. Yes, I know you're fine. That you should have been mine all the time, because I'll take you for my breath, and I'll never leave your side. I'll do everything I say. Love you every day. Baby, that's what I do. Said if I only had you. Whoa, if I only had you. Yeah, baby, if I only had you. Baby, if I only.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Radiance. Radiance, Maurice McAllister on lead. The flip side of Voice Your Choice, November 1964. If I Only Had You. That's on the Chess label. Who said that it was an unusual label there? Was it Rocky? You said that? That is a West Coast press, Rocky, on the multicolored Chess label pressed at Monarch Pressing Plant. That's how they looked. Anyway, Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Now, I often feature this next singer on my 50s program, as he was the lead singer of the 1950s group The Hurricanes, the recorder for the King record label. His name was Henry Austin, but he also recorded as Henry Alston. Had 2 releases on the Skyline label, and then this one that I'm spinning on Colpix Records. This one written and arranged and produced by another 2 names that I often look for on records, that being Jerry Goffin and Carole King. This one released in May of 1964. This is on the Colpix label. This is, I guess, Reed will say the Brill Building possibly for this one. This is Henry Alston. Henry Alston from May 64. It's called Hey Everybody.
About my girl, telling you she's alright, telling you she's out of sight, and her kiss is out of this world. Oh, whenever I'm out with her, she does me proud. There ain't no finer couple in the crowd. But that girl is something else. I ought to keep it to myself, but I'm so proud of what I found. I keep spreading the news around. Hey, everybody, talking about my girl. Just one more time, telling you I never saw nothing like her before, and I plan to walk the line, 'cause I just gotta make that little girl mine. Whoa, that girl is something else. I wanna keep her to myself. Oh, hey, everybody, talking about my girl. Just one more time, telling you I never saw nothing like her before, and I plan to walk the line, 'cause I just gotta keep that little girl mine. Oh, hey, everybody, tell you about my girl. Everybody, I want you to know about my girl. She's so fine, she's so fine.
That's Henry Alston. He was the lead singer of the Hurricanes from the 1950s, recorder for King. I think this might have been his last single on Colpix Records, May 1964. Hey Everybody is the name of that one. Henry Alston is his name. We continue here on the All 60s edition now. This gal was born in Detroit, but she was raised in Chicago. She began singing in church choirs, but was discovered by record producer Kenneth Wells, who was instrumental with her debut single. It came out on the New Breed record label in 1967. It was called Someday Baby, which sold over 5,000 copies locally and then was then picked up by Fontana Records, and it came out on the Fontana label. But they also, Fontana Records put out her follow-up, a tune written by Eugene Record. Eugene Record, he was the lead, I think he was the lead singer of the Shy-Lights, or a member of the Shy-Lights. This is from January 1968. Diane Cunningham is her name. It's on the Fontana record label. It's called Certain Kind of Lover.
Something about his eyes or his little white laugh. Maybe something about his touch, or his beautiful alibi. When he discovers that he needs your touch, you will discover you need him as much. How fast will you let him go? When you discover that certain kind of love, how far will you let him go before you recover that certain kind of love? He's too good to you. He's too good to you. So you treat him true. So you treat him true. You can't stand to lose. You can't stand to lose. 'Cause you know that he knows that you love him so. How fast will you let him go? You discover that certain kind of love. Maybe something about his walk, or the kindness in the way he talks. Maybe something about his kiss. Oh, why does he love you like this? When he discovers that he needs your touch, you will discover you need him as much. How fast will you let him go? You discover that certain kind of love. How fast will you let him go? You discover that certain kind of love. Don't let him go, no. No, 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 no. Don't let him go, no.
That's Miss Diane Cunningham, her second release on the Fontana record label. It's called Certain Kind of Lover. That one there from January 1968. And let's stay in 1968 for this next singer. Originally from Ann Arbor, Michigan, was discovered by producer Ollie McLaughlin. And while he was still in high school, by the way, was instrumental with getting him signed to Atlantic Records for his first two singles. Had his biggest hit when he was on the Carla label, his first release for Carla. You know the song, it was called Love Makes the World Go Around. But let's give a listen to the B-side to his 6th of 7 releases on the Carla label. Again, produced by Ollie McLaughlin. This one from July 68. I'm talking about Dion Jackson. Dion Jackson on the Carla label. It's called I Can't Go On.
Without your love, there is nothing for me. And without your sweet, sweet smile, girl, happy I just won't be. My tears keep falling every day that you're gone. And baby, I can't go on. No, no, I can't go on. You took my love, got me from deep down inside. One day you turned and walked away, girl. You made me forget my pride. I may be foolish to love you the way that I do, but without you I can't go on. No, girl, I can't go on. I love you and I can't go on. Baby, I can't go on. No, without your love, girl. You know I don't think I can make it. Got to have your sweet smile, girl. I love you so. I can't go on.
That's Mr. Dion Jackson there. July 1968 release. That's the B-side on the Carla label. The B-side to his sixth release, 6 of 7 on Carla. I Can't Go On. Johnny G will go on. We're going to do a little bit of overtime as we're going to get to those flip sides that you guys requested. And I have featured a couple of 45s by this next group. They're out of Philadelphia. They had 5 releases on the Vent label. I think I played both sides of their first release and also but this is their 4th release. No, actually, I think I played both sides of their first release and also their 4th release here on the 60s show. How about the B-side to their 2nd release on the Vent record label? And it was co-written by the lead singer of this group. His name is Ronald Presson, a.k.a. Ron Tyson, and they're called The Ethics. This is from January 69. Give a listen to The Ethics on Vent Records. It's called Searching.
Well, I looked all around till I finally found the girl that I've been looking for days and weeks and years. Searching here, searching there, searching everywhere to find that special girl that I've been looking for days and weeks and years. Now that I've found her, that girl, I'm gonna love her for days and weeks and she's mine, she's mine, she's
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are The Ethics. All their records, both sides of their releases on the Vent record label are excellent, in my opinion. That's from January 69. Song entitled Search. And we're going to flip it over for Andrew Turner. I like the flip side of this also, so stay tuned for that. Let's continue now for this duet as we go back to Los Angeles, California. They have this one release on the Bahari Brothers Modern record label. They are Arthur and Mary, and Arthur is Arthur Adams, and Mary is really Edna Wright. Edna Wright, who was Darlene Love's sister, Sandy Wynn. Of course, she was also the lead singer of The Honeycomb, if you're familiar with the tune called Want Ads and Stick Up and all their cool records on the Hot Wax label. But this is a duet. Arthur and Mary. They are Arthur Adams and Edna Wright, a.k.a. Sandy Wynn. This is October 67. It's on the Modern record label. It's called Let's Get Together.
I need
ocean to swim in.
And I need you like a flower needs the earth to grow in.
We were made for each other to make love forever. So come on, and let's get together.
I want you to tell me that you'd love me forever.
And I'll be loving you always. I won't leave you never. We were made for each other to make love forever. So come on, let's get together. I've been wanting you, baby, for so many years.
Well, you don't have to worry no more, 'cause I'm standing right here. Now I'm ready to give you, baby, all the love that you want.
I've been waiting, baby, for you to give me the word. We were made for each other to make love forever. So come on, and let's get together. Oh, baby, I've been wanting you for so many years.
Oh, don't you worry no more, 'cause you know I'm standing right here. Now I'm ready to give you all the love that you want.
I've been waiting for you, baby, to give me the word. You know we were made for each other to make love forever. So come on, let's get together. I need you, baby. So come on, let's get together.
On my bending knees.
Come on, let's get together. I'm standing by you,
Duets here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That's Arthur and Mary, Arthur Adams and Edna Wright, a.k.a. Sandy Wynn. That's Darlene Love's sister. Recently passed away. I think, it might have been earlier in the year or last year. But that's Arthur and Mary from October 67 on the Modern label. Let's get together. We get together every Monday right here on Oldies and More Radio. Thank you all for tuning into the program. If you enjoy what you're hearing tonight, please send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I also do a show on Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern, where I feature 50s and early 60s. So I'll be back on Saturday night right here on YouTube, and also starting at midnight on Oldies and More Radio. Let's continue here. How about a Blues 45 by the great B.B. King? Dennis Fluharty, I think you like the blues also, if I'm not mistaken, but he had approximately 59 releases. 59 releases on the Kent label. Do you know how heavy those Kent records are? If I have his records in a box, and that box is so much heavier, certain labels just have heavier, the records are thicker, and they're not styrene. If you have a Columbia box, they're much lighter, but with King records, especially with B.B. King, they are a heavy box of records. Now, Kent, what did I say? King? I meant Kent. I meant Kent Records, and it's a label that I do collect, but this is his 52nd release on the Kent label. It's a song he wrote, and this charted regionally. This was a number 20 record on KOKA in Shreveport, Louisiana. We go back to September 1967 for the great B.B. King on the Kent label. It's called Sweet Thing.
You a real wildin' woman, honey, but you are nobody's fool. I was so in love with you, baby, and tried to get you to love me too. I'm so in love with you, tried to get you to love me too. Hey, but you had no time for me then, woman. Wouldn't do anything I asked you to.
That's the great B.B. King there from September 1967. That's on the Kent record label, song entitled Sweet Thing. As we move on here on the All 60s edition for this next singer, was the lead singer of a number of 50s vocal groups that I feature on that Saturday night show, like the Sparks of Rhythm, the Savoys, the Pretenders, and the Jones Boys. And in 1959, he went solo, had some big hits on the Cub label. You might remember them, Handyman and Good Timin', but he continued to sing well into the not well into the 1980s, but into the 1980s. And this is a release that came out in August of 1967. It's actually a cover song, the tune first done by the Showmen on the Minute label back in 1963. But this version bubbled under on the Billboard Bubbling Under charts at number 101, was a number 35 record on WKYB in Hemingway, South Carolina. It's his first of two on the Bell record label, but of course he recorded on so many different labels during his career. Let's go back to August 67 for Mr. Jimmy Jones on the Bell label, and his tune is called, or this cover tune called 392140 Shape.
You're the girl for me. You set my soul on fire, filling my heart with one desire, wanting to be with you. You can make a blind man see. You can make a crippled man walk. You can make
That's Jimmy Jones with a cover tune there. Cover tune originally done by the Showman, Jimmy Jones' version of 39-21-40 Shape. I can't tell that to Barbara, that is for sure. August 1967 release on the Bell record label. We'll do two more before we go to the flip sides that were requested earlier here. We go back to Chicago, Illinois for this next group. They all got together while in high school. The lead singer is Paulette Johnson. She was 16 years old when she recorded this. Came out on a label called Prism Records. Let's go back to May of 1965 for Paulette and the Cupids. It's on Prism Records. The song is called Teenage Dropout.
He's nothing but a teenage dropout, a crazy mixed up teenage dropout.
I hear them talking about you, baby, and it's about to drive me crazy. When I call your name, I know right away just what they're gonna say.
He's nothing but a teenage dropout, a crazy mixed up teenage dropout.
But whoa, I love him so. They say you only cause me pain and make my teardrops fall like rain, but they're blind and can't see how good you are for me. They keep telling me
he's nothing but a teenage dropout, a crazy mixed up teenage dropout.
In my heart I know
nothing but a teenage dropout, a crazy mixed up teenage dropout.
I must think of the future and what we'd both go through, and I know that deep down inside there can be no future for me in a boy like you.
He's nothing but a teenage dropout, a crazy mixed up teenage
I've got
dropout.
to let him go.
He's nothing but a teenage
I love him so.
Yes, he's nothing but a teenage dropout. That's Paulette and the Cupids. That one there from May 1965 on the Prism record label. Paulette Johnson, she's the lead singer on that. Now, interesting that she would then marry her high school sweetheart and raise her family, but in the next 2 years, she would become the female member of the American Breed, who at the time were starting to change their image and their sound, as American Breed eventually became the group Ask Rufus, and Pauline would then eventually leave that group only to be replaced by Chaka Khan, and that's how Chaka Khan got into the group Ask Rufus that became Rufus, and then the rest is history with that. Let's continue here. We got one more before we go to those flip sides, and we go back to the Constellation label. We go back to Chicago for this duo. They are Al and Bunky. Remember when you see on the label with the Esquires like Bunky's Picks? Well, that's Bunky on this release here. Al and Bunky are Al Perkins and Bunky Shepard, a.k.a. Bill Shepard, who was the manager of the Shepards and manager of a bunch of of other groups, but he also sang on this record, a song adapted from the release by Otis Rush from 1962 on the Duke label. So it wasn't exactly the same song, but it was adapted to that. But this is from April 66. Give a listen to Alan Bunke on Constellation. The tune is called Homework for the Teenage Dropout.
Ooh, baby, we gotta be cool. We can't get married till we finish school. The way you got me loving you so, I can't do my homework anymore. No, I can't do my homework anymore. Ooh, baby, you got me so blind. Going to classrooms out of my mind. The way you got me loving you so, I can't do my homework anymore. No, I can't do my homework anymore. Honey, you're fine as you can be, and whatever you do, you know it's sending me. If it's the kiss of your lips or the touch of your hands, whatever it is, it's making me a man. Ooh, baby, what can I do? I'm all mixed up, I got my mind on you. The way you got me loving you so, I can't do my homework anymore. No, I can't do my homework anymore. Girl, you know you got next to me. You messed up my mind and it shouldn't be. I told my mom and I told my dad. My teachers all know, now you know that's bad. Ooh, baby, what can I do? I'm all mixed up, I got my mind on you. The way you got me loving you so, I can't do my homework anymore. No, I can't do my homework anymore. No, I can't do my homework.
That's Alan Bunke, Al Perkins, and Bunke Shepard, a.k.a. Bill Shepard. April 66, song entitled Homework. That's on the Constellation label. That charted number 16 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. There's that station again. Let's go back and play some instant requests for a couple of the folks in the YouTube chat room now. Record number 43 that I featured was The Ethics. I featured the B-side called Searching from January 1969 on the Vent record label. It was Andrew Turner that asked for the flip side. Actually, this is the intended A-side of that 45. So we'll send this one out to Andrew Turner, The Ethics from January 69. Ronald Presson, a.k.a. Ron Tyson, on lead on the Vent record label. It's called Sad, Sad Story.
Very sad when I know it's a very sad story. What made my true love leave? Why she had to leave me? Lord, I'll never know. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried to keep her from walking out my door. Oh, I'm so broken hearted now. She's gone forevermore. My baby left me, though she knew just how I felt, and ran into the arms of another man. She left me with nothing but this tears and pain. Lord, this is my story, a story of love. I hope you understand how I feel.
I said, what did I say? I said the wrong one. It's supposed to be Ron Tyson. Ron Tyson, who later on joined the No, did I say it right? No, I said it. Let me see. It was wrong Tyson. What should it be? Let me see. Roy Roy Tyson. So I had Ron Tyson. It was Roy Tyson. That was the mistake. I apologize for that. But those are the ethics there, January 1969. That is the intended A-side, Sad, Sad Story. That's going out to Andrew Turner. Now, the other flip side was my number 18th record. By the Commands from November 66. I played Don't Be Afraid to Love on the Dynamic record label. It was Reed King that asked for the flip side of that. So we're going to give it a spin here. Dan Henderson is the lead singer on that's going out to Reed King. It's called Around the Go-Go. These are the Commands.
Around the go-go. Here we go around the go-go. Now, baby, yeah. Here we go around the go-go. Here we go around the go-go. Shake it up, baby. Now shake it up, baby. Oh, twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out. Hey. Here we go around the go-go. Now, baby, yeah. Here we go around the go-go. Now, baby, yeah. Around the go-go. Here we go around the go-go. We're gonna give you a chance to get yourself together, because we're gonna blow some soul in your ear. Ha! Cool Jack, come on, baby, Cool Jack. Hey, we go around the go-go, right, baby, yeah. Here we go around the go-go, right, baby, yeah. Here we go around the go-go. Here we go around the go-go, yeah.
As by request for Reed King, those are the Commands. Whoops. No, we don't want to play that record yet. I want to shut that one off. That's going out to Reed King. Those are the Commands, November 1966. That's their second release on the Dynamic label, Around the Go-Go, mentioning all those cool dances in that tune. Then we go back to another flip side. Actually, I played a B-side. My record number 39 was by Maurice McAllister and the Radiants from November 64, If I Only Had You. That was a B-side on the Chess record label. We're going to send the intended A-side out to Andrew Turner, Maurice McAllister, and the Radiants. This is the A-side. This was the hit side. It was called Voice Your Choice.
What's your choice? What's your choice? What's your choice? Tell me, who do you love? Am I the one that you're thinking of?
that all the boys standing in line tell me, who do you love? Girl, make up your mind. Make up your mind. What's your choice? Tell me, who do you love? Am I the one that you're thinking of? You know Jim, he's sincere.
Oh, and Joe, he's fun.
Johnny's nice.
Yeah, but is he the one?
Then there's me, who's last but not least. So come on now, girl, and speak your piece. Speak your piece. What's your choice? Tell me, who do you love? What's your choice? Girl, yeah. What's your choice? Girl, yeah. Tell me, girl, what you gonna do?
And tell me, what are you trying to prove?
Girl, you don't need to.
No, and
One will do. So come on now, say it's me and you. Me and you. What's your choice? Tell me, who do you love? What's your choice? Girl, yeah. What's your choice? Girl, yeah. What's your choice?
That's an instant request for Andrew Turner there. That is the intended A-side. There's 6 of 20 releases on the Chess record label for the Radiance November 64 song entitled Voice Your Choice. And that's what Johnny G lets you do. Voice your choice. As this next flip side on my 31st record I played tonight was by the Ohio Players from December 1967. I think actually I played the B-side. It was called Trespassing on the Compass record label. It was Mark Speck and Andrew Turner asked for the flip side. So it is a Voice Your Choice instant request for Andrew and Mark from December 67. Give a listen to the Ohio Players on the Compass label. It's called You Don't Mean It.
You don't mean it. You don't mean it. Ooh, baby. Let me tell you right now. You said that you wanted a love that would last forever. To break my heart was something you could do never. I believed in you, but you were untrue. I find that you've broken all the rules. Cause you don't mean the things you say. Cause you don't mean the things you say. You told me your heart is always in my command. When I was so wrong, you said you always could understand. I believed in you, yeah, but you were untrue. I find that you played me for a fool. Cause you don't mean the things you say. You don't mean the things you say. You just couldn't mean it. No, no, no. You don't mean it. You just couldn't mean those things that you said. You said that we were the kind that belong together. You'd be by my side in any kind of weather. You made it sound so good, but I never the things you say. You just couldn't mean those things that you said.
That's instant request for Andrew Turner. Andrew Turner on Those Are the Ohio Players says, I lost my place. Yes, I did. What am I doing here? What is Johnny? Yeah, there you go. The Ohio Players there from December 1967 on the Compass record label. That's going out to Andrew Turner, a song entitled You Don't Mean It. Well, Johnny G means it now. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show with the All 60s edition. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, tuning into these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Let me know how you like the show, have any requests, or just to talk, as the disc jockeys love to hear the feedback from their listeners. It is a fact, it is. So I hope you enjoyed the show this evening, and we're going to close the show tonight. Well, actually, we're going to talk about where you can watch the archive. Forgot to mention that. If you missed any of the show, YouTube normally posts it. It's been taking them a little longer, but I've been on maybe about... I've been out on 3 hours and 21 minutes so far, so it may take them about maybe 10 or 12 hours to post the show with the chat. It should be there automatically. You should be able to listen to the archive automatically. You just won't see the chat. But you can also go to my vinyltreasures.net webpage, and you can stream or download the show there, because I put those on before I go to bed. I upload that show, and with the upload speed, it's like in 2 seconds. So anyway, that is always available to you. But sometimes I get copyright issues. I have to take the song off. But you can always go and hear the entire show on my vinyltreasures.net website. But that's going to do it for tonight. And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Charlene, for your help. But we're going to close the show tonight with a song on High Weiss's Old Town record label. It's a duet on High Weiss's Old Town label. They are Bobby and Betty Lou, and it's Bobby Adams. I think he was originally out of Seattle, Washington, and Betty Lou. I don't know who Betty Lou is, but it came out in March of 1966. It charted number 615 on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. There's that station again, Darryl. You can marking all these down, but it's Bobby and Betty Lou on the Old Town record label. It's called Soul Stir. That's what Johnny G is on a Monday night, is a soul stir. But that's going to do it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the tunes here, and I'll see you here either next Monday night, beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 to 11 p.m. right here on Oldies and More Radio, and also on YouTube. But I'll be back Monday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my 1950s and early 60s show. Lots of requests to fill, and I'll see some of you then, if not all of you then. So everybody, enjoy the remainder of your week. Stay safe. Hope you had a great President's Day. I'm going to go relax, work tomorrow, but I'm counting down the days. Yes, I am. Just want to say, everybody, so long. Soul Stir.
Soul
Okay, folks, there you read. I found this record in, I don't know where, some garage sale, I think. The guy had a bunch of promos. I mean, they were all styrene, but it plays pretty nice. It's, there you go. Bobby and Betty Lou, Soul Stir. I don't know. It's how could it? Then it didn't make sense. He was from Seattle, Washington, but who knows? I mean, who knows? But anyway, thank you all for tuning in this evening and for tuning into the show. And I'm tired now. Johnny G's been out with Barbara today, so I'm gonna go relax a little bit. And I wasn't hungry because I had a late lunch, but now I'm starving. So I gotta see what's in the fridge. So I'm gonna go raid the refrigerator now. So everybody stay well, stay safe. I'll see you next Monday night. If not, I'll see you guys Saturday night. Take care, everybody. Be well. So long.